Namaste, Dandava Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Viṣṇu Pad Paramahamsa, Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 3, the Status Quo, Chapter 8, Text 10. Uda plutam vishvam idam tadasid, yanidra yami lita drinyam lilat, ahindra talpe dishayana eka, frutachana svatma rato niriha. At that time, when the three worlds were submerged in water, Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu was alone, lying on his bedstead, the great snake Ananta, and although he appeared to be in slumber in his own internal potency, free from the action of the external energy, his eyes were not completely closed. Purport: the Lord is eternally enjoying transcendental bliss by his internal potency, whereas the external potency is suspended during the time of the dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Text 11. Sunata sarire ripita bhuta shukshma kalatmika kam shaktim udiryana uvasa tasmin salile padesve yatanalo daruni rudhavirya. Just like the strength of fire within fuel wood, the Lord remained within the water of dissolution, submerging all the living entities in their subtle bodies. He lay in the self-invigorated energy called Kala. Purport: after the three worlds, the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems merged into the water of dissolution, the living entities of all the three worlds remained in their subtle bodies by dint of the energy called Kala. In this dissolution, the gross bodies became unmanifest, but the subtle bodies existed, just like the water of the material creation. Thus, the material energy was not completely wound up, as is the case in the full dissolution of the material world. Text 12. Chatur yuganam cha sahasram apshu swapan svayo dhiritaya svashaktya palakya yasadita karma tantro lokan apitan tadrishe svadehe. The Lord lay down for 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas in his internal potency, and by his external energy, he appeared to be sleeping within the water. When the living entities were coming out for further development of their fruitive activities, actuated by the energy called Kala Shakti, he saw his transcendental body as bluish. Purport: in the Viṣṇu Purana, Kala Shakti is mentioned as avidya. The symptom of the influence of the Kala Shakti is that one has to work in the material world for fruitive results. The fruitive workers are described in Bhagavad Gita as mudhas, or foolish. Such foolish living entities are very enthusiastic to work for some temporary benefit within perpetual bondage. One thinks himself very clever throughout his life if he's able to leave behind him a great asset of wealth for his children. And to achieve this temporary benefit, he takes the risk of all sinful activities without knowledge that such activities will keep him perpetually bound by the shackles of material bondage. Due to this polluted mentality and due to the material sins, the aggregate combination of living entities appeared to be bluish. Such an impetus of activity for fruitive result is made possible by the dictation of the external energy of the Lord, Kala. Text 13. Tasyartha sukshma bini vista drishtir antargato rikto rajasa tanyam Gunena kalanugatina vidha susyam stada bidhyata na bideshat. The subtle subject matter of creation on which the Lord's attention was fixed was agitated by the material modes of passion, and thus the subtle form of creation pierced through his abdomen. Text 14. Sapadma kosha saha sodatistat kalena karma pratibodhanena svarochisa tat salilam vishalam vidyotayan arka ivatma yoni. Piercing through this sum total form of the fruit of activity of the living entities took the shape of the bud of a lotus flower generated from the personality of Viṣṇu, and by his supreme will it illuminated everything like the sun and dried up the vast waters of devastation. Text 15. Taloka padmam sau eva Viṣṇu pravivishat sarva gunava basam tasmin svayam veda mayo vidhata svayam bhuvam yam sma vedanti sobut. Into that universal lotus flower, Lord Viṣṇu personally entered as the supersoul, and when it was thus impregnated with all the modes of material nature, the personality of Vedic wisdom, whom we call the self-born, was generated. Purport. This lotus flower is the universal Virat form, with a gigantic form of the Lord in the material world. It becomes amalgamated in the personality of Godhead Viṣṇu in his abdomen at the time of dissolution, and it becomes manifest at the time of creation. This is due to Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu, who enters into each of the universes. And this form is the sum total of all the fruit of activities of living entities conditioned by material nature. And the first of them, namely Brahmā, or the controller of the universe, is generated from this flower. This firstborn living being, unlike all the others, has no material father, and thus he is called self-born, or Svayambhu. He goes to sleep with Narayan at the time of devastation, and when there is another creation, he is born in this way. From this description, we have the conception of the three: the gross Virat form, the subtle Hiranyagarbha, and the material creative force, Brahmā. Text 16. Tasyam sachambo ruha karnikayam avastito lokam apasyamana Parikraman vyomni vivrita netras Chadvari lepe nodisham mukhani. Brahmā, born out of the lotus flower, could not see the world, although he was situated in the world. He therefore circumambulated all of space, and while moving his eyes in all directions, he achieved 4 heads in terms of the 4 directions. Text 17. Tasmad yuganta svasanavrgruna jalormi chakrat salilad virudam upashrita kanjamu lokatatvam natmanam adha vidad adideva. Lord Brahma, situated in that lotus, could not perfectly understand the creation, the lotus, or himself. At the end of the millennium, the air of devastation began to move the water and the lotus in great circular waves. Purport. Lord Brahma was perplexed about his creation, the lotus and the world. Even though he tried to understand them for 1 millennium, which is beyond calculation in the solar years of a human being. No one, therefore, can know the mystery of the creation and the cosmic manifestation simply by the mental speculation. The human being is so limited in his capacity that without the help of the Supreme, he can hardly understand the mystery of the will of the Lord in terms of creation, continuance, and destruction. Text 18. Ta esha yosavaham abja prishta, etat kuto vabjam ananyad apsu, asti hyadastad iha kinchanetad, adhistitam yatra satanubhavyam. Lord Brahma, in his ignorance, contemplated, who am I that I am situated at the top of this lotus? Wherefrom has it sprouted? There must be something downwards, and that from which this lotus has grown must be within the water. Purport. The subject matter of the speculations of Brahma in the beginning regarding the creation of cosmic manifestation is still a subject matter for mental speculators. The most intelligent man is he who tries to find the cause of his personal existence and that of the whole cosmic creation, and thus tries to find the ultimate cause. If his attempt is properly executed with penances and perseverance, it is sure to be crowned with success. Text 19. Saitam udviksha tad abjanala, nadibir antar jalam avivesha, narvagatas tatkara nala nala, nabhim vichinvamstad avindataja. Lord Brahma, thus contemplating, entered the water through the channel of the stem of the lotus, but in spite of entering the stem and going nearer to the navel of Viṣṇu, he could not trace out the root. Purport. By dint of one's personal endeavor, one may go nearer to the Lord, but without the Lord's mercy, one cannot reach the ultimate point. Such understanding of the Lord is possible only by devotional service, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.55. Bhakti mamma bijananti yavanyas chasmi tatvata. Text 20. Tamasya pare vidur atmasargam, vichinvato bhutsumaham strinemi, yodeha bhajam bhayam irayana, parikshinotyayur ajasya heti. O Vidura, while searching in that way about his existence, Brahma reached his ultimate time, which is the eternal wheel in the hand of Viṣṇu, and which generates fear in the mind of the living entity, like the fear of death. Text 21. Tato nivritto pratilabdha kama, swadishnyam asadya punha sadeva, sanarjita svasa nivritta chitta, nyasidad arudha samadhi yoga. Thereafter, being unable to achieve the desired destination, he retried from such searching and came back again to the top of the lotus. Thus, controlling all objectives, he concentrated his mind on the Supreme Lord. Purport. Samadhi involves concentrating the mind upon the supreme cause of all causes, even if one is unaware of whether his actual nature is personal, impersonal, or localized. Concentration of the mind on the Supreme is certainly a form of devotional service. To cease from personal sense endeavors and to concentrate on the supreme cause is a sign of self-surrender. And when self-surrender is present, that is a sure sign of devotional service. Even each and every living entity needs to engage in devotional service to the Lord if he wishes to understand the ultimate cause of his existence. Text 22. Alena soja purusha yusabi, pravritta yogena virudha bodha, svayam tadantar hridaye vibhattam, pasyata yana purvam. At the end of Brahma's 100 years, when his meditation was complete, he developed the required knowledge, and it was as a result, he could see in his heart the Supreme within himself, whom he could not see before with the greatest endeavor. Purport. The Supreme Lord can be experienced only through the process of devotional service and not by one's personal endeavor and mental speculation. The age of Brahma is calculated in terms of Divya years, which are distinct from solar years of human beings. The Divya years are calculated in Bhagavad Gita 8.17. Sahasrayuga Prayantam Aharyad. Sahasrayuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Vidhu. Brahma's one day is equal to 1,000 times the aggregate of the 4 yugas, calculated to be 4,300,000 years. On that basis, Brahma meditated for 100 years before he could understand the supreme cause of all causes. And then he wrote the Brahma Samhita, which is approved and recognized by Lord Chaitanya, in which he sings, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. One has to wait for the mercy of the Lord before one can enter before one can either render service unto him or know him as he is. Text 23. Mrinala Gorayata Sesha Bhoga Aryanka Ekam Purusham Sayanam Anata Patrayuta Murtaratna Dubirhata Dvanta Yuganta Toye. Brahma could see that on the water there was a gigantic lotus-like white bedstead, and the body of Seshanag, on which the personality of Godhead was laying alone. The whole atmosphere was illumined by the rays of jewels bedecked on the hood of Seshanag, and that illumination dissipated all the darkness of those regions. Thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 24 on Monday. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Dev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Shanta Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai.
Jai.
Our glories to the assembled devotees, our glories to the worldwide devotees, Sama Bhakti Veda Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Navadut Dham Ki Jai, Nishringapali Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Jagannath Ki
Jai.
Jai. Ganga Mahi, Yamuna Mahi
Jai.
Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Gupta Govardhan
Jai.
Dham Ki Jai, Shyam Kund Radha Kund Ki
Jai.
Jai, Tulsi Devi, Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Jai Srimad
Jai.
Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Sankirtan
Jai.
Ki Jai, Scientific Sankirtan
Jai.
Ki Jai, Jai Princeton Bhakti
Jai.
Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Ki
Jai.
Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Ashimati Uma Devidasi Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai Gurudev. Sripad Krishna Keshav Prabhu Ki Jai. Dandavat Pranam.